So now we'll be moving on to the muscles of the pectoral region. Right? You can't see. These are your pecs. Pecs. So first you have pec major, the pectoralis major, but I'm going to call them pec major and pec minor. So pec major, it originates from the several spots. The clavicular part comes from the clavicle, the medial half. The sternocostal part comes from the sternum and the costal cartilage of the ribs 1 through 6. The abdominal part comes from the rectus sheath, the anterior layer. It inserts at the humerus, the crest of the greater tuberosity. The innervation comes from the medial and lateral pectoral nerves, which are located from C5 to T1. And the actions are shoulder adduction and internal rotation. And the clavicular and sternocostal parts provide shoulder flexion and assist with respiration when shoulder is fixed. Then we have pec minor. It originates from the ribs 3 through 5 near the costal cartilage. It inserts on the scapula, the coracoid process, and the innervation comes from the medial pectoral nerve, which comes from C6 through T1. The actions provided are that it draws the scapula downward, causing the inferior angle to move posteromedially. It rotates the glenoid inferiorly and assists in respiration. The subclavius is our next muscle. It originates at the first rib. It inserts at the inferior angle of the clavicle, and the innervation comes from the nerve to the subclavius, which is from C5 and C6. The actions are that it steadies the clavicle in the sternoclavicular joint. Then we have serratus anterior. It originates from the first to the 6th rib. That's where it comes from. It inserts at the scapula, the medial border. What innervates it is the long thoracic nerve from C5 through C7, and the actions, each part does different ones. So the superior part of serratus anterior lowers a raised arm, so when your arm's up, you'll be able to lower it with control. The entire muscle causes protraction and elevates the ribs when the shoulder is fixed, and the inferior part rotates the scapula laterally. And then we have a little chart here about the synergists muscles working together. That's what a synergist means. The shoulder and the arm muscles. So the scapula, the scapulothoracic joint. So they each section is something different. So the first section is depression. The things that cause depression: the trapezius, the lower fibers cause depression, the serratus anterior with fixed origin, and the pec minor. Elevation: the traps, trapezius, upper fibers, the rhomboid major and rhomboid minor, and levator scap. Adduction is caused by the trapezius, the middle fibers, rhomboid major and minor. Abduction is caused by the serratus anterior with the fixed origin and the pec minor. Upward rotation of the scapula is caused by the traps, the upper and lower fibers of them, the serratus anterior with the origin fixed. And then downward rotation of the scapula is caused by the rhomboid minor, rhomboid major and minor, levator scap, and pec minor. And then, woohoo, there is all of those muscles down.